We come from a place of love, I feel like. I mean, like, if I were listing my favorite events I've ever seen live, number 1, Game 7, 2016 Finals. Duh. Number 2, though, is Aaron Gordon versus Zach LaVine, 2016 dunk contest in Toronto. I feel super blessed to have been in the building to actually see that happen because it's such a lightning in the bottle thing to witness a dunk contest like that. This was the complete opposite last night.
Yep.
That was the worst dunk contest that I can remember.
Ever.
So how do we fix this?
There's a few ways.
Think there's. We were talking on.
If you're
on
a first-time All-Star, you have to be in a contest, either the dunk contest or a three-point contest. So like this year, LaMelo Ball, you're going into the three-point contest. John Morant, you're in the dunk contest. It's called All-Star
Andrew
Weekend.
Wiggins as well.
I 100% agree with this. I don't even think it's unreasonable.
Number 2, put a clause in every NBA player's contract. If you win the dunk contest, you win $1 million. That's an incentive right there.
Sure.
Put it in the contracts, standard language. How about this? If you're in the first round, in the first 5 years of your career, we can ask you to be in any contest. You can't say no.
Okay. I would massage that a little bit, but I like the idea.
These are just some ideas.
Yeah.
Also, we're retiring jumping over people.
You're done with it.
Too many times. We've seen it so many times in the past 10 years.
Yeah.
I think like 3/4 of the dunks in Chicago, the 2020 dunk contest, were jumping over people to the point where Aaron Gordon was like, got to find the tallest guy here. It's Taco Fall. Bring him out. I'll jump over him. He jumped over him. He didn't even win.
Yeah.
It's so boring now to see people jumping over each other. Because it's like, okay, you jump over a guy and go between the legs. That's one dunk. You jump over a guy, go behind the back. That's a different dunk. They're really the same dunk. That's jumping over a guy. That's one dunk. So like Obi Toppin did 4 dunks. He really did 2 dunks last night. That's got to change. The star power's got to change.
The star power changes if you implement what we just said, or I was tweeting about and you're talking about.
Here's the other thing. This is the biggest point to me.
If you're in the All-Star game, you got to go in it.
At this point, it's completely flipped. A lot of people say there's too much to lose if you go in a dunk contest, and I think that's completely made up. Michael Jordan lost his first dunk contest he was in.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan won an MVP, went in the dunk contest and lost. Giannis Antetokounmpo lost in a dunk contest to Mason Plumlee.
Yeah.
People don't even remember he was in it.
Yeah.
At this point, you have more to gain by going in the dunk contest and looking awesome.
Preach!
You have so much. Like, if you go in it and you do bad, guess what? Everybody does bad. Jalen Green, he's a laughing stock right now because he came out with a chain, took the chain off, did a dunk, kind of, and then put the chain back on. Like, what was the point of that? But guess what? If he has another 15 years career where he's averaging 25 points per game, we'll just have a laugh. He was bad in his rookie year dunk contest. No one cares. Go in it, be a hero, and then put your name on the map.
What do you think about instead of 4 guys then? Because we're always saying to make a good dunk contest, we need at least 2 guys that are dunking well that night so we get the battle of some sort. Why not have more dunkers? Which I know is counterintuitive because we're like, we can't even get guys to go in it. But if it were the case where, John Morant, you're an all-star, guess what? You're in the dunk contest. Zion, when you were an all-star, I mean, you're in it or whatever. These other guys. Why not put like at least 6 dunkers, maybe even want to go back to 8, just to try to find that little like lightning in a bottle.
Sure.
Of like 2 or 3 guys. The rest, who cares? That happens every dunk contest.
Yep.
There's the JTAs. Like, and it's no offense to him. And I want to make this very clear. Like, respect to these guys that went in it. Because a lot of guys said no. And that's just the honest truth. Because they're afraid. Oh, what, I have everything to lose, nothing to gain, all that. So the guys that went in it, were clowning on them for their dunks, but at least they went in it. And that, you know, that is something. I would increase it to 6 or 8 dunkers with these rules that you're saying of like, hey, if you're a first-time All-Star or like a whatever, you want to make it 2 or 3 years in the league and you haven't gone in it yet, and you're at All-Star Weekend because you were selected from the fans or coaches, then you got to give back a little bit.
Absolutely.
It's like a little bit of like, hey, you're in the game, but you got to do this too. And you got to give it a go. That's all we're asking for. Give it a go.
Andrew Wiggins is the same. He should be made to go in the dunk contest because they wanted him in it, and he was like, "No, I'm not." Well, you're in the All-Star game. Okay, you have to actually go in it now.
I think that's reasonable.
I do too.
Yeah.
And I think with your point there about more dunkers, I'm okay with more dunkers, but I would almost make it more like the 3-point shootout where you just get one dunk.
Yeah.
Right? Because then there's more emphasis on, say 3 guys go to the final out of 8. Then you're like, all right, I've got to bring it here.
Yeah, sure. You know, do what they do in the 3-point
yeah,
contest. That's a good point.
And then maybe make more decimals in the scoring so it's not, because it's a little hard to separate. There'd be tons of 48s and 47s. But I think there's something there to be to the guys like, bring your best dunk at the start and then you maybe go through to a final round or whatever, rather than maybe some guys are saving dunks or whatever.
I don't think they were saving dunks last night.
No, but the problems as well, you know, they missed the dunk as well, and the flatness, you could just feel it.
And then I would add that if you go back to the 8 dunkers, you get like literally 3 tries at your dunk. And a try means, sorry, your guy can't throw the fucking ball off the side of the backboard, or you botched it, whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's
it either hits the rim or you don't do anything. That's it. Sit down. It's done. It doesn't matter. Just keep it going.
And that's
all
it.
Right,
if you've got 8, then you've got a few guys you can be like, well, you had your chance and you blew it. So
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. But anyway.
Yeah.
Small suggestions here. It was bad. And it was maybe the worst in the last 10 years. You're probably right.
It's become too much about difficulty rather than artistry. I feel like everybody is trying on their very first dunk to do something nobody's ever seen before, which is cool if you can make it on your first try. But you're also doing a high degree of difficulty dunk that's like the chances of you actually hitting it are way lower.
Yeah.
So I don't know, you come out, you miss the first one, and then all of buzz is completely gone. I feel like they should be focusing on dunks that are very good, that a dunk that's like a 9 difficulty-wise, but you make a 10 with the way you put your flair into it.
Right.
You sell it with the way your legs are split out, or the way you're extending your arms, or something like that.
Power.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, bring the art back to it, not the science, because the science ain't working.
I feel like, the whole thing, like there's more to lose than there is to gain. I think that changes a little bit. Because we have seen a lot of memes, like Chris Anderson missing a billion and Daryl Armstrong laying it up. But it changes when you have 3 attempts and you just miss, and then you just go sit down. Like, it's not that bad. I think it does.
You gave it a go.
Those
you tried something.
Those are 20-year-old dunk contests you're mentioning.
Yeah, it was the late
also, Trey
2000s, the Birdman. I mean, there's been some. Yeah, I think the misses. I think that removal of all the misses is the big thing.
Exactly, which is why when you go back and watch this on YouTube, just the hits, it's not that bad. I mean, if you watched it this morning, you said
exactly.
You did. It's not as bad as it was last night, where it took 7 to 25 in the first round. Yeah,
exactly. If they came out and they did the dunks that they knew they could do, and they're like, okay, I probably am not going to get a 50 on this. Maybe I'll get a 47. I would rather see 47s.
Right.
Do 3 straight 47s, then you save your 50 for the end. Try something crazy.
Yeah.
None of us try your first dunk. That should not be your best dunk. I understand why people do it. They don't want to save anything. Save something. That's what I'm saying. Save something.
Well,
we want to see the made dunks building up to the climax.
Yeah.
Just be able to dunk.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's the big part.
Do a dunk you know you can do.
Yeah.
Lots of fun. And also this.
Yeah, keep going.
I never want to see a player wearing another player's jersey.
Yes.
Or changing clothes.
No Timberlands.
Because when I see you put on another player's jersey, you're telling me I don't have my own idea for a dunk. Fair enough. Number 2, I know it's not going to be as good as the original person who did it. How many people have wore Vince Carter's jersey to do a reverse 360 windmill? Ain't nobody do it like Vince.
No.
Yeah. It's good once Toscano Anderson
So
didn't put the Carter on.
He put Jason Richardson on.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
You're like instantly inviting comparisons to the historically
unless you can do
great
it
dunk.
better, which by the way you probably
can't.
then don't put it on. Yeah.
But Donovan Mitchell put on the Griffith one, right?
He put on 2 different jerseys
in
that dunk contest.
Griffith. Yeah, put on Daryl. If you put on like a Daryl Griffith, like somebody that's forgotten to NBA history, I'm okay.
He put on a Daryl Griffith jersey, tried a Karl Malone dunk, and then had to go for another third dunk that he couldn't do.
And he won.
And he won. He was actually all right.
Yeah.
He's one of the biggest names who've been in the dunk contest recently. Probably the most recent All-Star to win it. He is.
Donovan.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Wall was a weird one before him.
3 of them won it, didn't they?
Damian Lillard, yeah.
Lillard was in that same team.
Yeah.
Does that feel good to get that off your chest?
I've been thinking about it all day, buddy.
Yeah, good.